PK in the universe, and I am back again with another video. As of today, I have been uploading YouTube videos for 10 years. 10 years of my life I have spent uploading videos. I've uploaded 376, 77, I want to say. That's not counting videos I've deleted before in the past as well, or unlisted. I may have unlisted a few videos here and there. I actually relisted some videos more recently just to get my watch times up. Believe it or not, I am 48 hours away from getting 4,000 hours of annual watch time, which will possibly make this channel eligible for monetization. I never much cared to get monetized initially. I was kind of like, oh, who cares? I'll never make it to 1,000 subscribers. You know, I really was down on myself for quite some time, really. I feel like this channel was stagnant for so long. This channel started out as PK's Retro Reviews. This was a retro review channel, and I would just introduce myself as PK. Nowadays, I introduce myself as PK in the universe because I know if I keep saying that, I can't ever change the name, and I don't ever want to change the name or be tempted to change the name. In the old days, I just called myself, hey, PK here, you know, and I kept changing the name. I changed the name to PK versus the world, and then, of course, eventually I changed it to PK in the universe, and that was a little over 3 years ago, I want to say. And I feel like that's when this channel truly started. Yes, I've been uploading videos for 10 years, but did I really take it seriously? Did I really put forth the best effort possible? Did I know even remotely what I was doing? I feel like I didn't really know what I was doing until like the last year and a half, honestly, on this channel. And this channel has been reignited like a fire, honestly. In December of 2021, I was at 600 subscribers after, you know, how many years of making YouTube videos on and off. You know, sometimes I go like 6 months without making a YouTube video, or sometimes I'd do a whole bunch at once and then not do anything for a long time. I was never consistent at all. And I wanted to do retro reviews. That was what I started out. But then I was like, you know, I want to be more than retro reviews. So I made it more something that didn't make a lot of sense either with Versus the World. And that was a very short-lived thing. And then In the Universe is the name my wife gave this channel. So thank you, honey, for coming up with a name. And it's been that way ever since. And the nice thing about a name like PK in the Universe, this channel could be about anything, honestly. It doesn't necessarily have to be about gaming forever and ever, because eventually, maybe I outgrow gaming. Maybe I don't. Maybe I stick with it forever and ever. Who knows? But I have choices, you know, and that doesn't mean I would ever totally ever go away from that, because I enjoy gaming. I have my whole life, you know, so it'd be weird if I just stopped talking about it altogether. But I think, yeah, having an innocuous name like PK in the Universe, you know, just, it's out of this world. What can I say? Pun intended. But yeah, I've been uploading for so long, you know, and it's like I look back and I'm like, it's crazy how far I have come looking back and reflecting. You know, I was a guy who just, you know, didn't know what the heck he was doing. If you look back up some of my old videos, they're awful. My very first video, I was wearing this exact hat, by the way. Thought that'd be fun to just put that hat on, you know, for old time's sake. I've worn it in some other videos too, maybe recently, last couple months, I don't remember. But yeah, it's a Neff hat. I actually got this in California. It appeals to like surfers and snowboarders and stuff like that. And, you know, I actually lived in California for like 7 years. It was like Northern California. So you probably had some people who did a little of both, probably more snowboarding than anything. I lived like 30 minutes from Tahoe. So yeah, I really enjoyed my time in California too, especially the last year. My last year in California was pretty great because that's when I actually got into retro gaming. I was hunting retro games, and I got inspired by a lot of different YouTubers, especially Aaron and Ricky of Retro Liberty. I think, yeah, maybe I started hunting before I saw their channel, but their channel convinced me that I needed to make my own YouTube channel. That was the moment. The guys over at Retro Liberty, it's Pixel Game Squad now. Yeah, and then of course I'd watch, you know, I watched the Angry Video Game Nerd one back in the day in like 2008, 2009 maybe. I don't remember. And, you know, Pat the NES Punk and the Flea Market Madness, you know, was really interesting. That channel, I remember. And of course, I think I watched the CU podcast on and off over the years. You know, I actually enjoy more listening to it than anything if I do. And of course, it's gone away or it's going away. Can't remember if they've done all their episodes yet or what. And NES Complex, that was another channel that first inspired me to make my channel. And he did some really great videos, a lot of retrospectives and stuff like that. And videos like that really interested me, and I was like, I really like what these guys are doing. I want to do my own thing, and that's how I got into making YouTube videos. And I met some just amazing people over the years. It's like, part of me is like, should I name names? Should I name people? Because I feel like if I name people, then I'm just going to leave somebody out, and then I'm going to feel bad. So if I leave anybody out, I am so sorry. And I'm sure, it's like, and if you comment and say, why did you get my name? I'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry, because it's hard to remember everybody. There's over 1,000 people that subscribe to this channel. That's just crazy. Like, I never imagined 1,000 people would care enough to hit the subscribe button. It's just unbelievable. And in fact, we got to 1,000 like last year or the beginning of this year. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, it's just, I never expected it. It was like in 2021, this channel basically was at 600 subscribers, and it was still pretty stagnant, honestly. I remember at one point I got really hooked on making Wii U content. Yeah, because I feel like there wasn't enough people making Wii U stuff. And then I kind of shifted over to Evercade stuff, and I still make the occasional Wii U video. I made a whole strand of those during the eShop closings and stuff. And yeah, so that was a lot of, that was really a big part of my channel was Wii U stuff, and I still plan to do more Wii U stuff. I want to talk about the Silver Falls games. I want to talk about that for sure, especially these games that you can't get anymore, and show people what they were like and what people may have missed out on. So, especially like White Inside Its Umbra, I definitely want to talk about that on this channel a little more and really further explore those games. And there's more Silver Falls games coming. I'm trying to think what else I want to talk about. Just, past channels. I want to talk about some of the early days of my time on YouTube. Some of the people I first met on this, I think about Joe Goes Retro is the first person I think about. He doesn't make content anymore. I think the last video he made was like Streets of Rage 4 review, and that was a long time ago. And I thought he was going to make more, but he never did really. But I miss Joe. I really miss seeing him. And he was just one of those people who just, it seemed like he's always a good friend to me, I feel like. And he sent me a bunch of Atari games, and I sent him a bunch of NES games, and we made a trade a while back. A long time ago, it seems like now. And that actually helped me build up my, like 90% of, my Atari games came from that. And yeah, it's, it's kind of crazy how people just kind of move on from YouTube. It's totally understandable though. Sometimes you just don't want to deal with the crap. And I get these like slew of like negative comments, like just a giant slew of negative comments sometimes. And it absolutely messes with your head. It's hard not to. You got to kind of just, stop responding. And I think that's one thing. I feel like I've matured a lot as a YouTuber, because there was a time, there was a time when if somebody made a ignorant comment or just a mean comment, I'd want to share it on Twitter, screen cap and, let us all laugh about it. And I still maybe sometimes do that if it's just like so absurd and ridiculous that, but for the most part, like, I don't let this stuff bother me anymore. I don't know if I want to say that I'm numb to it, because it still bothers me, but I don't let it affect me the way I used to let it affect me. I used to really I'd just be like in a sour mood the whole day, and like, well, maybe not the whole day, maybe like a quarter of the day or something. I'd just be in like a sour mood because I got something ridiculous, and you gotta touch grass sometimes, like it's been a beautiful day. It was like 70, 80 degrees, and I was outside playing with my kids, and we were just having fun and going in the tree house and playing baseball, just adventures, just doing our thing. And that's what life's really about. There's just so much more life in YouTube. I think about Daria Plays RPGs, just one day stopped making videos, and I really enjoyed her videos, but I don't know, will she ever come back? I hope so, but if she doesn't, it's like, it just means she has more going on in her life, and that's a good thing. It's good when YouTubers who maybe did this for a long time just decide, hey, it's time for a break. Maybe that break lasts forever. Who knows? But for me, I don't think I'll ever take a break from YouTube. Like a real, like, super, like, long, like, year-long break or something. I would never. I just really enjoy talking to people. I enjoy talking to you guys. I enjoy talking to the people who are watching this. And I don't know what it is about uploading videos, but it just means a lot to me, Oh, Alec the Side Quest Gamer. That's another person who was like one of my earliest followers. And he's still at it, man. Him and I are both started. Did he start before or after I did? Maybe a little bit after, but he's still making those videos, and you can tell he took some time off here and there over the years, and I did too. I mean, I took like 6 months off once, I remember at some point. I've never been super consistent until the last like year and a half, 2 years, where I was just always making content, and it's paid off. It's paid off because I'm finally, I'm going to be a monetized channel. I got like 48 hours more to go, hopefully. Don't want to count my chickens before they're hatched. They might be like, oh, you're not approved. That's like my worst fear is like, I did all that and then they don't approve. But at the end of the day, even if I never got monetized, I'm still going to keep making videos. I don't know why. I just feel like I need to. I feel like I need to. There's a lot of reasons. It's hard to explain unless, some people, it's like if they don't get enough views, if they don't get this, then they don't think it's worth doing. But even if every single YouTube channel got unmonetized tomorrow, some people would go. Some people would never make a single video again, or they'd find some other way to make money or something. But me, I'd probably keep uploading, as long as there's people watching. I mean, because at the end of the day, that's what we do. When you're a YouTuber, you want people to see what you did, and some people, everybody has different strengths. Some people are good at videography. Some people are good at, editing and, talking to a camera. Some people are good at, playing video games in front of an audience. Some people are good at that, and that requires a lot of skill, and there's a lot of strength in that too, and it takes a lot of effort. But yeah, and some people are like me. I just want to talk to the camera, talk to you guys about things that interest me. Maybe it's Evercade one day. Maybe it's my Sega Genesis collection. Maybe it's my N64 collection. Maybe it's the Silver Falls games, or maybe it's another indie game that really interested me at the moment. There's always different topics I enjoy talking about, and I hope I'm doing a good job of informing people. The other day, I think I said something along the lines of, I figured out a long time ago that I'm actually better at informing people necessarily than entertaining people. Like, I'm not somebody who's super flashy and outlandish, and I have to, yell and scream at the camera every 20, 30 seconds or whatever, to get people's attention. I think people who watch this kind of content, already are interested in what I have to say, and I don't have to like try to be somebody else. I think that was one of my biggest problems for the first like 7 or 8 years of YouTube, is I had no idea who I was. I had no idea who I wanted to be. When at the end of the day, the most important person to be is yourself. It really is. It's the most important thing, is to be authentic. Authenticity is what people want and desire to see. They don't want to see somebody who's fake. Because if you're a fake, if you're not doing this for the right reasons, people are going to find you out, and they're going to find you out. And sometimes maybe you think they don't know, but they know. Maybe they don't know that they know, but they know. It's just how it is. Yeah. I've made a lot of videos, made some good ones, made some bad ones, made some ones that upset people. Oh, that completionist one really pissed people off. Oh my gosh. And you can tell half the people weren't really listening, and that's the thing about people who don't listen. There's no point in paying any attention to them because they're not listening. They're there for their own instant gratification. Like they get the feeling of telling somebody off, and that feels good to them. And it is what it is. And sometimes I get comments that are held for review, and it's like I'll read about 5 sentences, and I'm like, that's how you got to be sometimes. It's like you can't subject yourself to this kind of torture or whatever you want to call it. But people get crazy. People get crazy in the comment section. They don't think, hey, there's a real person behind that camera who's talking to them. They think it's just some imaginary character. And sometimes it is. It's not. What is real? What does it really mean to be a person? What is self? If you want to get all philosophical and whatnot, what is real? You don't know every single thing. You don't know every single thing about my life just because you see a YouTube video. Of course not. We're all going through stuff in the day-to-day that nobody ever knows about or hears about. And I try not to make my problems anybody else's problems, because that's not what I come here to do. I come here to inform people. Having a goal of any kind is good. Whether it's a goal for monetization, but you got to understand why you have that goal to begin with. My goal for why I want to get monetization, why I want to get 4,000 hours, because I already had the 1,000 subscribers, was, well, everybody on YouTube is monetized now. In fact, that's what really kicked me into high gear, is to make videos that people actually wanted to watch. And not just a select group of people. You know, I mean, there's always a select group of people, I guess, that want to watch anything. But why I want to make videos that people want, you know, I feel like more people wanted to watch was because, again, I want to make the videos I want to make. Of course, I've never felt like I was forced to make a video that I didn't want to make. You know, I always made the videos that interested me, but at the same time, I also tried to make videos I thought, will people actually be interested in this? You know, it can't always be just about me. It's about you too. That's what YouTube's about. Everybody thinks YouTube's about yourself, but no, it's about other people. It's about what other people want to watch to a certain extent. But if you should not make content that you wouldn't want to watch, that's another thing. You should not make content you should not make content only other people would want to watch if you wouldn't even want to watch it. Because people will know you aren't really interested in this. They'll know. You can't fake that. You can't fake authenticity. It just doesn't work. Man, you can't. You know, I got to thinking too about a comment I got on. I remember I made like a top 5 Mario games, and somebody left just the meanest comment. They said, "This guy is the most boring person I've ever listened to." And looking back on that video, they were 100% right. They were absolutely right. Back then, yeah, I was really boring. I wasn't that interesting. I felt like, you know, I wasn't reading off a script necessarily, but I didn't know how to, you know, talk like a normal person on camera. I really didn't. And I didn't know how to make videos that were engaging at all. I mean, I still like borderline don't. You know, I mean, I get to a point where I'm like, oh, I'm going to try to make this more engaging. I spend a lot of work on it, and then it doesn't actually really pan out that way. It doesn't really pan out that way. And it's like, well, why did I do all this work? People weren't all that interested. But, you know, it's like you got to think about, you know, you don't want to be the person who's just yelling and screaming at the camera all the time, because that attracts a really specific type of audience. Plain and simple, you know. It's like, who's my audience? Typically people my age. Though there's some younger people. There's some younger people that watch the channel, sure. But, yeah. So, yeah, I've been doing this. I've been uploading YouTube videos for 10 years, and I feel like this channel, again, really didn't start till like 3 years ago. When this became PK in the Universe, that is the beginning of this channel, really, for what it really is. As a channel that isn't just somebody who's uploading random game stuff. This is a channel about, you know, informing people of unique perspective on particular games, and not just, you know, trying to copy what everybody else is doing. The people who just try to copy what everybody else is doing, you know, and I think it's okay to, you know, use the same topics, but if you can't provide anything unique to the conversation, why even bother? Why just, you know, regurgitate the same things everybody else is saying and doing? I don't think there's any value in that, to just copy what everybody else is doing. And yes, at the end of the day, everything's a copy of a copy of a copy. There's nothing really original under the sun. But try to differentiate yourself a little bit. I mean, that's what I try to do with this YouTube channel. So, but yeah, I just wanted to say, I don't know. There's just so many great people I could thank. Coolity, Super Nintendo, of course. Who else comments? There's so many people who have made this channel special, you know, and have made making YouTube videos a special experience for me. And I don't know. I mean, there's so many people I could name, like Mighty Q Dog. Who else? Let me try to think. Mrs. Q Dog, of course, as well. And I'm trying to think. The Cartridge Club. Buried on Mars. He goes by Canadian Grooves now. I'm trying to think of some other people I can think of. Candy's Classic Game Shrine. Canadian Gamer. Oh man, Canadian Gamer always cracks me up. I did not like this guy at all when I first met him, but I've, you know, on the internets, but you know, he's really grown on me. He's pretty darn funny, actually. And he always, yeah, like the last video he made of me, and he actually used me in a thumbnail. That was hilarious. Some people might have been like, oh, I bet you don't like that guy, huh, PK? And I'm like, no, he actually is pretty darn funny or whatever. It's like, you just have to be in on the joke. There's a lot of people just not in on the joke on that stuff, but all the people in the Evercade community are just freaking awesome for the most part. And I'm trying to think who else. Everybody who, you know, enjoys my Wii U stuff, you know, obviously I appreciate all the people there. Trying to think who else. I remember years ago I made that 12 games a year series. I always appreciated the people who tuned into that. It was weird. I made like 12 or 13, I made like 14 or 15 videos that year. It was a really weird year, honestly. Now it's like I make a video every couple of weeks, honestly, or at least one a week. I always try to make at least one a week or every 10 days, but I go through periods where I'll just be like churning them out like crazy, you know, because I have something interesting to say or something where I'm like, you know, not a lot of people are talking about this. Maybe I should talk about it since I'm not seeing a lot of videos about it. So, yeah. I think overall, I'm pretty happy with where this channel has come, especially in the last year. And I'm happy with my life. And I'm happy that people still care about this channel after all these years. It just means a lot to me. And I appreciate every new person that's come into this channel. Every person who has been here since the beginning. I just appreciate everybody. I appreciate the haters too, who come downvote every single one of my videos. It's hilarious. It's like, I can't wait till you guys have to pay me to hate watch me. That's going to be fantastic. Oh man. Hopefully, hopefully I get monetized soon. I got like 48 hours to go on watch time. So getting really close. And I really, even if I didn't get monetized, who cares? At the end of the day, YouTube's about broadcasting yourself, expressing yourself, and hopefully you make an impact in somebody's life, you know, in some way, small or big way. It doesn't really matter. It's just any way at all, you know, to like a video I made a little while ago or whatever. I was this guy Paul. He comments on a lot of my videos. I watch his videos too. His videos are great, honestly. He's just a real chill guy, and he does a lot of these he does book reviews and game review, like looking at old games and stuff. And he said something along the lines of like, I'd made this video called Homebrews and Indie Devs, like what's the difference? And I think he commented something like, I'd never even considered thinking about the differences between the two. So that meant a lot to me because that was my goal. My goal was to get people to think about that, and I achieved that goal. So that always makes my day when somebody comments on my video and they get it, and they actually get it. That's incredible. That means the world to me because it's easy to misunderstand people because what can I say? There's a lot going on and videos get kind of long and we only have so much attention span, and to continue to watch something and listen to something, it's hard. It can be a challenge, especially when we're doing things. A lot of times people watch YouTube videos and they're doing other things. They're like doing dishes or mowing the yard or something like that or whatever, you know, they're doing something and this is something they're listening to in the background. So it always means a lot to me when people get it because there's so many people who just don't get it. And that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So yeah, I don't know, this isn't probably the most exciting video I've ever made, but I just wanted to make a video saying thank you. I know I've made a lot of videos, I feel like lately, saying thank you over the last year or so, but yeah, it means a lot to me. Like, people keep tuning into my videos. You guys are awesome and you're great, and I appreciate it so much because I never thought I would continue to upload videos for 10 years. And maybe I'll upload videos for 10 more years. I don't know, 20 years? Will YouTube still even be around by then? Who knows? But the thing about YouTube is it's not a destination. It is a journey. It really is. You know, as corny as that is, it's really true. Like, I think back to all that time I spent making videos, you know, developing my skills, figuring out what did and didn't work, and having fun. I mean, that's all that mattered, is really that I've had a lot of fun doing this channel, and I will keep doing it for the foreseeable future. I have too many ideas is my problem, and deciding what ideas I actually want to do is also a problem on this channel. So I don't think I'll ever get to a point where I run out of ideas. That's not the problem. Actually, just having to keep going. I just keep plugging along, keep going on, and keep moving forward, because that's all you can do when it comes to YouTube. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day, and I hope you stay awesome in this universe. Thanks. Bye.